Every night, while your body lies still, something extraordinary happens inside you. Your subconscious mind never sleeps. Instead, it goes to work like a silent editor, cutting, rewriting, and stitching together the beliefs that shape your entire reality. Think about it. You close your eyes in confusion and sometimes wake up with clarity. You fall asleep overwhelmed and rise feeling lighter. It acts as if a hidden part of you keeps shaping your life even when you're not aware of it. But here's the question no one asks. What exactly is your subconscious doing in the darkness? Why do ancient traditions say deep sleep is the closest we come to our true self? And why does modern neuroscience show that during deep sleep, your brain reorganizes memories, heals emotional wounds, and strengthens the patterns that become your identity? Stay with me until the end, because tonight you will discover how deep sleep can be used to reprogram your subconscious mind and how a simple nightly ritual can help you rewrite your inner patterns and manifest a new reality from the inside out. Why does one single night of deep sleep sometimes feel like it changes everything inside you? Why do you go to bed feeling lost, heavy, or overwhelmed and wake up with clarity you didn't have the night before? This is the mystery we need to understand, because deep sleep is not just rest. It is the moment when your subconscious becomes the quiet architect of your inner world. Think about it. Every day, your mind collects experiences like dust. Words people said, fears you tried to ignore, small victories, tiny disappointments, unprocessed emotions. All of that sits inside you like pages scattered on a table. But when you fall into deep sleep, something ancient begins to work. It's as if a hidden librarian gathers the pages, edits the story, and chooses what becomes part of your identity. That's why people say, sleep on it, not because time fixes things, but because the subconscious does. For thousands of years, spiritual traditions knew this. In the Upanishads, deep sleep was considered the closest state to your true self, a moment where the noise of the world fades and only your essence remains. Buddhists taught that during deep sleep, the mind touches a level beyond thoughts, where emotional impressions soften and dissolve. Aristotle believed that sleep was the natural process through which the mind integrates impressions and restores inner balance. Different cultures, same insight. Deep sleep is a sacred doorway, and you felt this in your own life. Nights when you went to bed with a problem that felt impossible, and somehow by morning the emotional weight had shifted. Not because someone helped you, not because you solved it consciously, but because a deeper part of you kept working in silence. It's like an old saying, when you rest, your soul keeps walking. Deep sleep is the moment when the subconscious becomes both healer and editor. It reviews the emotional residue of the day. It decides which beliefs stay and which begin to fade. It softens old wounds that you resisted facing. It connects dots that your waking mind couldn't see. And slowly, night after night, it shapes the patterns that shape your life. But here's the part most people never realize. The subconscious doesn't to just heal, it also records. Whatever enters your mind before sleep becomes raw material for the night's editing process. A thought, a feeling, a memory, a belief, anything repeated with emotion has a chance to be written into the deeper layers of your identity. So the real question becomes, if deep sleep is always rewriting your inner script, why not guide it? Why not introduce a new belief, a new emotional tone, a new direction before drifting off? Because if deep sleep can heal old patterns, it can also create new ones. And if that is true, then every night is an opportunity to reshape your reality from the inside out. Why does deep sleep have the power to rewrite emotional patterns and beliefs that feel impossible to change when you're awake? Why can hours of unconscious rest shift things that years of conscious effort cannot? To understand this, we need to look at what modern neuroscience has discovered, because deep sleep is not a pause. It is one of the most active and transformative states of your entire life. Scientists studying brainwaves found that during deep sleep, the mind enters slow, powerful rhythms that act like a reset for the nervous system. Imagine billions of tiny messengers sweeping through the brain, organizing fragments of memory, calming emotional circuits, and stabilizing patterns that were chaotic during the day. This isn't poetic language, it's biology. Deep sleep is the moment when your brain cleans itself, repairs connections, and decides what becomes part of your long-term inner architecture. One of the most important discoveries is that emotional memories are treated differently at night. When you face something painful, your waking mind holds onto the emotional charge. But during deep sleep, the brain processes the memory without the emotional overload. It's like drawing a wet page so the ink stops smudging. The experience stays, but the pain begins to soften. This is why you can wake up feeling lighter, even when nothing external changed. Deep sleep also strengthens neural pathways linked to learning, identity, and belief. Every belief you hold, I'm capable, I'm not enough, I can change, life is hard, exists as a physical pattern of connections. During deep sleep, these patterns either solidify or weaken depending on what your brain considers relevant. It's similar to editing a garden at night. Some plants are reinforced, others gently trimmed away, and new seeds settle into the soil. But here's where it becomes truly powerful. The brain is especially receptive to whatever you think, feel, or imagine right before sleep. Neuroscientists call this pre-sleep priming, the minutes before deep sleep act as a kind of doorway where intention sinks into the subconscious with far less resistance. That's why certain thoughts repeat themselves the next morning, why some emotions seem to linger, and why a single idea can echo through your dreams. So if your subconscious uses the night to decide which patterns to reinforce, the question becomes, what are you giving it to work with? If you enter sleep stressed, self-critical, or replaying old fears, those are the patterns the brain strengthens. But if you enter sleep with calm intention, with a belief you want to grow, or an emotional tone you want to live with, the brain begins wiring that direction instead. And that leads us to the most important part of this entire video. Stay with me, because in the next block you'll learn the deep sleep reprogramming ritual that allows you to guide your subconscious and reshape your reality from the inside out. Let's bring everything together before we step into the ritual. We've seen that deep sleep is not just rest, it is the hidden workshop of the subconscious. Philosophy told us that in the darkness of sleep, the mind touches its purest state. Eastern traditions taught that deep sleep dissolves emotional residue and resets the inner self. Neuroscience revealed that during this stage, the brain reorganizes memories, softens emotional wounds, and strengthens the patterns that become your identity. 3 different worlds, one truth. Your subconscious is rewriting your inner reality every night. Now imagine this. Imagine going to sleep not carrying the weight of the day, but giving your subconscious a clear direction. Imagine waking up feeling aligned instead of scattered, lighter instead of overwhelmed. Imagine your inner world shifting quietly during the night, like soil being turned before a seed sprouts. As people say, night is the quiet teacher, and deep sleep is the lesson your mind listens to most. So here's the deep sleep reprogramming ritual, simple, gentle, and powerful. Before bed, sit for a moment in silence. Just breathe. Let the noise of the day settle like dust falling to the ground. Then choose one belief you want to plant, something you want your subconscious to reinforce while you sleep. It must be short, calm, and aligned with the reality you want to step into. For example, I am safe. I am becoming who I want to be. My life is opening. I am worthy of peace. Say it softly in your mind. Not as a demand, not as a command, but as a seed. Now comes the most important part. Feel the emotion connected to that belief. Even if it's only 1%, feel the version of you who already lives that truth. Picture it like a warm light spreading inside your chest. Hold that feeling for a few breaths. Then lie down and let the phrase echo softly as you drift into sleep, like a whisper entering the deeper layers of your mind. Why does this work? Because the moment between wakefulness and sleep is when the subconscious becomes most open. The emotional brain listens. Neural pathways are more flexible. And whatever you give your mind at that doorway becomes the material it uses during deep sleep, the stage where identity, emotion, and belief quietly reorganize themselves. You're not forcing change, you're allowing it. Try this ritual tonight. Do it for a few days. Watch what shifts inside you, around you, and through you. And now I want to hear from you. If this video helped you understand your mind in a new way, tell me in the comments. Share the belief you re-choosing to plant tonight. Your words might be the light someone else needs. And make sure to subscribe for videos that help you reprogram your mind, awaken your inner clarity, and create the reality you're meant to live.